Good morning, students. I'm Jyotsna Dethi. Today we are going to learn Unit 1, The Fun They Had, from the Beehive textbook. Students, kindly take a note that before watching this video, you should read the lesson from the textbook. So students, today we are going to learn the grammar part from the fun they had. We are going to learn about adverbs. Read this sentence taken from the story. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. Children, look at this word completely. The word complete is an adjective. When you add ly to it becomes an adverb. An adverb describes action. You can form adverbs by adding ly to adjectives. When an adjective ends in y, it changes to I when you add ly to form an adverb. For example, angry, angry. So here we need to see this is an adjective angry and the last letter of this word is y. When we are going to turn this adjective into adverb, we need to cut this y. Instead of y, I will come and then we have to add ly so that we get an adverb from the adjective. Make adverbs from these adjectives. So we have got the first word, that is angry. This is an adjective. So now we are going to form adverb out of this adjective. So already we know the rule now. Whenever we want to change or we want to form an adverb from the adjective, then we have to change this y into I and then we need to add ly. So what will be our adverb? Angry. So what we have done over here, we have cut y changes into I and then we have to add ly to form the adverb. Now we have the second adjective over here, that is happy. Again, the last letter of this word is y. Now we have to form an adverb out of this adjective. What will be the answer? Happy. So again, the rule is applied. In this case, y has been changed into I and then we have added ly. So we have got this adverb happy. Now this is your homework. Make adverbs from these adjectives. Now we have got few more examples. These are all the adjectives. You need to add ly to them. Don't forget to cut the y. Y will be changing into I. Now, way to spot adverbs is to look for the words that end in ly. Let's take a look at a few examples. Abruptly. Now, we will be forming sentences by using these adverbs in them. I thought the movie ended abruptly. The second, beautifully. Let's use this particular adverb in the sentence. The beautifully painted landscape is a wonderful addition to my living room decor. So, here in this particular sentence, painted, the word painted is the verb. And this particular word, beautifully, it is describing the action, the verb. That's why this particular word is called as adverb. Adverb always adds to the verb. It describes the verb. Grandma's crystal vase is a priceless antique that must be handled delicately. Delightfully. Her outfit showcased her delightfully quirky personality. Firmly, the teacher firmly disciplined the students for their misbehavior. Truthfully, she truthfully answered the police officer's questions. So now, in this particular example, the word truthfully, this is an adverb. How do we know that this is an adverb? First of all, the way to spot the adverbs. So, this particular word, at the end of this word, ly has been added. So, this is one way to identify the adverbs. One more, that is most important thing, that adverb always adds to the verb, that is action. So, here answered is the action. This is the verb. And truthfully, this particular word, truthfully, it is telling something more about the action. That's why truthfully is the adverb. Find the sentences in the lesson which have the adverbs given in the box below. Now there are a few adverbs. You need to find them out in the text. That is the fun they had. So the first, awfully, sorrowfully, completely, loftily, carefully, differently, quickly, and nonchalantly. So here, students, this is your homework. You need to find these sentences where these adverbs have been used in the lesson. Now let's solve another exercise to practice the adverbs. Now use these adverbs to fill in the blanks in the sentences below. The first one, the report must be read dash so that performance can be improved. Now, we need to find out a suitable adverb out of this list. So, which will be the suitable answer over here? The report must be read carefully so that performance can be improved. Now the second one. At the interview, Samir answered our questions, dash shrugging his shoulders. Now we need to find a suitable answer for the second question. At the interview, Samir answered our questions loftily, shrugging his shoulders. We have got the third one, that is, we all behave dash when we are tired or hungry. What will be the suitable answer? We all behave differently when we are tired or hungry. The teacher shook her head dash when Ravi lied to her. The teacher shook her head sorrowfully when Ravi lied to her. Next, I dash forgot about it. I completely forgot about it. When I complimented Revati on her success, she dash just smiled and turned away. What will be the suitable answer? She nonchalantly just smiled and turned away. The president of the company is dash busy and will not be able to meet you. The president of the company is awfully busy and will not be able to meet you. Next, I finished my work dash so that I could go out to play. Can you guess the answer? I finished my work quickly so that I could go out to play. So here we have solved this exercise. Here we have completed the part adverbs from the unit 1, the fun they had. We have one more part to go. So that is, we are going to learn about if not and unless. We are going to learn about these words, how to use them in our sentences. Imagine that Margie's mother told her, "You'll feel awful if you don't finish your history lesson. Now, we need to concentrate on this particular sentence. She could also say, now this is a dialogue from our lesson, the fun they had. And if you see, we can change this particular dialogue. We can convert this dialogue in another way. That is, she could also say, you'll feel awful unless you finish your history lesson. So here we have used the word unless. We'll learn about the word unless and if not in detail. Unless means if not. Sentences with unless or if not are negative conditional sentences. Notice that these sentences have two parts. The part that begins with if not or unless tells us the condition. This part has a verb in the present tense. Look at the verbs. Don't finish, finish in the sentences above. So here, if you look, you'll feel awful unless you finish your history lesson. Now, this particular sentence has two parts. The first part is you'll feel awful. This is the first part of the sentence. And the second part of the sentence is unless you finish your history lesson. Now the second part has been started with the word unless. So if you observe carefully, the part which has been started with the word unless, the verb comes in the present tense. In the same sentence, the first part, that is you'll feel awful, which tense is this? You'll feel awful, this particular part, the first part of the sentence, this part has been come in the future tense. The other part of the sentence tells us about a possible result. It tells what will happen if something else doesn't happen. The verb in this part of the sentence is in future tense. Now, if you look at only this green colored part, then the verb over here is will. You will feel awful. This is the contraction used in the first part of the sentence. You'll feel awful. So, yes. So, this particular part has a verb that is will, which denotes future tense. Now, once more we'll see, we have two parts in this particular sentence. The part which starts with unless has a verb in present tense. And the first part of the sentence, it will always comes in the future. So let's see some more examples. Notice these two tenses again in the following examples. So here there are three sentences. We'll just divide these sentences and we'll see how the verbs are there in the tenses. The first, there won't be any books left unless we preserve them. Now, the second part of the sentence has been started with the word unless. And so, this particular verb, preserve, is in present tense. And the first part, there won't be any books left. This particular part, there, if you see carefully, the verb is in future tense. That is, they won't be. That means there will not be. There won't be. This is the contraction of will not. There won't be any books left. So this first part of the sentence is in future tense, and the second part is in present tense, and which is started with unless. Now look at the second sentence. You won't learn your lessons if you don't study regularly. Now again, we have the second part of the sentence started with if. If you don't study regularly. Again, the verb in the second part is in the present tense, and the first part has future tense. You won't learn your lessons. So this particular verb shows future tense. Now look at the third sentence. Tommy will have an accident unless he drives more slowly. Again, here there are two parts. Tommy will have an accident This is the first part of the sentence, and the second part of the sentence has been started with the word unless. So here again, if you see, the part which contains the word unless is in present tense. The verb drives is in simple present tense. And the first part has will. This particular verb will denotes future tense. Now we will solve one exercise. Complete the following conditional sentences. Use the correct form of the verb. If I don't go to Anu's party tonight, now we have to complete the sentence. If I don't go to Anu's party tonight, so here we need to see how we can complete the sentence. If I don't go to Anu's party tonight, she will get annoyed. Here, students, the first part of the sentence has been started with the word if, and therefore the verb is in present tense, don't. Do plus not, don't. If I do not go to Anu's party tonight, so the first part is in the present tense, and the second part of the sentence, is in future tense. She will get annoyed. Second sentence, if you don't telephone the hotel to order food, now we have to complete the sentence with suitable option. If you don't telephone the hotel to order food, you will miss your evening meal. Now here again, if you see, the second part is in future tense. Let's solve the third one. Unless you promise to write back, dash. Unless you promise to write back, I shall keep requesting you. If she doesn't play any games, can we just complete the sentence? If she doesn't play any games, she will become lethargic and unfit. Number 5, unless that little bird flies away quickly, the cat dash. So, if you see carefully, unless that little bird flies away quickly. Now, this is the first part of the sentence. Unless that little bird flies away quickly, and the first part has been started with the word unless, and this is in the present tense. Why? Because the verb that is flies is in present tense. This is the present form of the verb fly. So how can we complete the sentence? Unless that little bird flies away quickly, the cat will pounce on it. Okay, so here we have learned today about the adverbs and the words unless and if not.